Got that visa, now I eat. It's 2000 and something, why you hoes still broke? If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home. My pocket's getting deep, but the work will never stop. Cause making money's easy, but keeping it is hard. Getting cheese is a habit. I chase it like a rabbit. If I see it, I'ma grab it. That's why I'm never lacking.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this screen presented because I want you guys to see these crazy documents from this case, okay? Because like I said, there's a whole lot of people, there's people that's talking about this, particularly Larry's followers. And I don't know if, I can't say that they're not being truthful. What I'm saying is I think that they want things to turn out a certain way. And it's just not turning out in Larry's favor. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and scroll down to the most recent document on this case, okay? And what it does is it tells us exactly how this case has turned out, what the judge decided, and then the judge did make a decision on May the 15th of this year, and that decision has now come down. And we are definitely going to take a look at this. But again, bear with me just a moment while all of this is catching up to I don't know, guys. I can't explain this. I have no idea why this happens on this computer. I know it's not my internet. I know it's not I don't know what it is, but literally when I get on StreamYard on this computer, it just really just starts completely lagging. There are times where I just have to just go out of StreamYard and come back. I think I'm about to do that, as a matter of fact. So you guys just hold on and hold your horses for just a second, because I can't do this. This is crazy. Okay, guys, can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. I just cut off the whole thing and tried to make that better. Yes, child. I'd be so sick of this laptop doing that. And I don't know what it is about StreamYard itself, but it's just ridiculous. Okay. But anyway, let me go ahead and present my screen so that you guys can see what I see. Okay. Like I said, I will be showing you guys the actual court case. Now, you can actually take a look and for yourself and find this by just simply Googling Reid versus Moore, Larry Reid versus Darryl Moore. Once you Google that, it comes up and the case number comes up and it pops up in all different types of places. Okay. So we're just going to take a look at this one now. And again, just bear with me, guys. Here we go with this slowness again. I don't know why. I'm so sick of this shit. And I hate like setting up on my Mac. I really just hate doing that. All right. So as you guys can see, I'm at courtlistener.com, Reid versus Moore. And I'm going to pull this up for you guys. Okay. All right. So bear with me just a moment as it takes its time getting down here. As you guys can see, oh my God. This shit is so irritating, guys. All right, so this is just basically showing all the documents on the case, and everything that's been going on with this case. And I'm trying to scroll all the way to the bottom because that is the final case in the situation, or that's the final documents in this story. So the one that came up on May the 15th. So let me pull this down. I'm still pulling it down. This is so ridiculous. StreamYard has got to do better. And I know it's not me. I know there's multiple content creators that complain about this. And I know it's not my internet. I know it's not any of that stuff. Because I can stream anything else. I can do anything else. I can use multiple things. I can hardwire and all of that, and it still happens. It still happens. And I have very good internet service. So, no, it's not the internet. It's StreamYard. But bear with me just a moment, guys. You guys make sure that you hit the like button, and I really do appreciate you guys' patience. So, but I want to show you guys this documents because, like I said, it was about 20 people that caught my video last night after I went live. But I said, no, I'm going to go ahead and play this during the day, like at a time where most of my watchers are watching, because I'd like to show you guys exactly what was said. OMG, I am so stuck right here. It's just stuck. I'm waiting, guys. I don't know why it's taking so long. It's really irritating. I'm watching it on my other screen too, and I'm watching how slow it's just taking. It's just ridiculous. And I don't have a lot of patience for that either, so that's not helping the situation. But let me go ahead and look at you guys' comments while I'm at least waiting for that. If I can get back to StreamYard. Oh my God, guys. Okay, yeah, yeah, your laptop is StreamYard does this to you too. It does this to a lot of people. I really don't know why this happens. You said, thanks for going live. I was just whining about being in a bad mood. This should fix that. Okay, Steph. Shout out to you and everybody that is in the clouds, okay? But anyway, there's a couple of people that went over these documents, one of them being Conscious TV, another one being the official King Payne, and some others, okay? And here's the deal. We're actually going to go over these documents today. Okay, so we're finally getting down to the bottom of this. All right, we're here now. Oh, we were almost here. And it started slowing down again. But okay, so we're going to get to the bottom of this situation here and what is happening with this court order that came through on May the 15th, okay? We're going to read this. I can read this from here, but I really want you guys to particularly see the document itself. So I'm going to download the PDF, hopefully. We're praying we're going to download the PDF. But you guys can see right here already that there's a $745 fine, because we were talking about this last night on how much Darryl Moore is being ordered to pay, okay? So we're just going to go over the documents themselves. Let me make sure that you guys are able to see these documents. Okay, I can see that you can see them. Okay, so you guys can see the case number. You can see that that's Larry Reid versus Darryl Moore. Let me try to scroll as best as I can. Oh, I don't know why this is happening. Because what I want to do is I want to get to the bottom of this case so that you guys can see exactly what was said in this case and what the judge's orders were. Okay. There's a whole lot of stuff that's said. There's a whole lot of things that are being said. It's basically just talking about and going over what the violations, quote unquote, were, and what the decision was of the court. Okay. Now, I wanted to make it very clear, too. I was trying to go over a couple of these documents so I can show you guys exactly what the wording was. But I'm going to just leave a link to this in the description box so you guys can take a look for yourselves, because this is just a lot trying to go through this with StreamYard. The bottom line is there is wording in this paperwork that says that both of the litigants had actually given up their right to litigation, okay? So this is not a win of the litigation. This is a win for Reid on violation of their court-ordered agreement, okay? If he does so violate this agreement, then there would be fines that would be imposed. The judge has already done this 3 times in this case, because Larry has been able to prove to the judge that somehow Darryl was violating the court order between the two parties, and their settlement agreement, not litigation. Okay. Not that, Larry Reid went all the way through with the lawsuit and, Darryl Moore has lost and now Darryl Moore has to pay. That's not the case. Okay. Larry Reid agreed to drop the lawsuit and go through with a settlement agreement with Darryl Moore. Again, the settlement agreement did not include any monetary value whatsoever. All it included was for Darryl Moore to stop talking about Larry and Larry to stop talking about Darryl. That is literally what it included. It included for Darryl not to post any videos, Larry not to post any videos, and, for them not to be talking about each other. And that's literally what it was. It was no other portions or parts. It didn't say anywhere in here that let me see your transcript couldn't talk about Larry. It didn't say anything that Darryl Moore couldn't talk about breaking the culture of silence. It didn't say any of that stuff. It just literally said Darryl Moore and Larry Reid agree not to talk about each other on YouTube or on any other social media platforms. That was it. Any videos that either parties had up would need to be removed, and that was it. And if any of them violate that court order, the other party has the right to bring them back to question them on why they're violating that order. That was all this was about, okay? Now, let's go over what happened in the results on the 15th. It says, even if Reid had violated the agreement, a Reid violation would not excuse Moore's violation. So neither one of them are able to violate this court order, okay? Bottom line. And unfortunately, in this case, Moore gives no evidence that shows that he could not comply with these court's orders, okay? Now, I'm going to say again, like I said last night, I don't recall seeing any videos from Larry Reid or from Darryl Moore between this time period that they're discussing, okay? And we're going to get into this right now. So accordingly, the court grants plaintiff Reid's motion. The court finds defendant Moore in contempt of the court's past orders and orders defendant Moore to pay plaintiffs the $745 fine accrued as of January 31st within 30 days of this order. All he has to pay, guys, is $745 in fines that were accrued since January 31st within 30 days of this order, which would be meaning he has to pay by June 15th, $745. Now, the court further orders defendant Moore to take down any content that violates the settlement agreement, not the litigation agreement, the settlement agreement. See, this is the part where the word salad is coming in, right? Where some of these followers are thinking, oh yeah, he won the litigation. He won the lawsuit. No, he gave up his right to the lawsuit months ago, okay? Over a year ago. That's what he did. No, he did not win that lawsuit. He let the lawsuit go, okay? He went into a settlement agreement with the other party. The person who was accusing him and not accusing him, he just interviewed 3 people who accused him of sexual misconduct with them when they were minor kids, okay? When they were minor teenagers. And in those accusations, he interviewed those people, and Larry Reid, instead of suing those people, he actually sues the person who interviewed them, okay? Once he went to court and realized, I can't say, this is alleged, but, once he went to court and saw that all Darryl Moore would have to do is present this evidence from these accusers, right? Which would then bring them into court and have them, discussing what they said, okay? Once he got, realized that allegedly, then he went into a settlement agreement with Darryl Moore, okay? So now he's in this settlement agreement with Darryl Moore. He's got this person and that person claiming that this is a violation, that's a violation, this is a violation, this is being said, that's a violation. And I can't say whether Darryl Moore was violating this order or not. All I can say is I personally didn't see these violations, right? But I'm not a judge and I cannot make that decision on whether or not these are violations, okay? But that was the order. So the court further orders defendant Moore to take down any content that violates the settlement agreement, okay, within 7 days of this order's filing. If defendant Moore misses the compliance deadline, then Moore must also pay the fines accrued between January 31st and the deadline. Finally, the court imposes a $100 fine per day. The court imposes a $100 per day fine for any further violations of the deadline. So again, there is not $100 accumulating every day. It is $100 per day for any further violations after the deadlines. Okay, so he has a deadline of 7 days from the date of the 15th to remove any of the content. If he didn't remove the content, then he would have a $100 fine per day until this is met. Okay, and he has to pay $745 in fines, which have been accrued as of January 31st, and that is within 30 days of this order. So if he does not pay $745 by June the 15th of 2023, then he will still have a $100 fine per day for any further violations after this deadline. I think this judge is just kind of sick of this shit, okay? And it's just like, okay, if we're really going to go and violate, and this is such a violation, this is going to be what he owes you, okay? Since this is such a big deal, okay? Why your lawyers would want to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, okay, just to go against a person who, again, is not accusing Larry Reid of molesting or abusing him, but he just simply interviewed 3 men who accused Larry Reid of molestation, okay, and accused Larry Reid of sexual misconduct with them when they were minors, okay? That is just the bottom line, or at least one of them was a minor, okay? Bottom line, what is the problem? But yet again, as I said yesterday, this man and his attorneys have no smoke for Tasha K, for Kibi Studios, for Levontre Andrews, which is the person who is accusing Larry Reid of actually molesting him when he was a teenager, okay? There's no smoke for any of them. There's no orders. There's no enforcements of fines. There's none of that happening. They haven't even sued. He attempted to sue him and then withdrew it and said, oh, we're going to find the proper jurisdiction. And yet it's been over 6 months, okay? Because that was December 6th of 2022 when when they filed the motion to dismiss so that they can go ahead and find the proper jurisdiction. It has been 6 fucking months. And they have not filed this quote unquote proper jurisdiction yet. Not yet. Not yet. So, but they have time to go after Darryl Moore for $745 fucking dollars, y'all. Yeah, I wasn't making that up. Like, I didn't have to make that up. I couldn't make that up. I wanted to be making that up, right? Like, I wish that could have been true, you know, that this was not really a big deal and that this was not really a serious thing, but it is, okay? $745. You said they agreed to it. That's the key. Exactly. And that is kind of like what happened in this situation, right? You know, but I just find it funny that, you know, they find all the time to enforce this, right? And they're watching this man's YouTube channels, and they can see everything he does, and they know what he's saying and how he's saying it, but they don't have no smoke for Tasha K and no smoke for Kibi Studios, right? No smoke for Levontre Andrews, his mom, his brother, the other accusers. Like, there's no smoke there. He's not even suing Bishop Whitehead, you know what I mean? Or any of that stuff. Like, and Bishop Whitehead was like also interviewing this Levontre, right? You know, all of this stuff happened, but he has no smoke for these people. None whatsoever. There is not a single case in the systems, in the dockets, in regards to this matter. None whatsoever. There is none other than this. So, as I said yesterday, for Darryl Moore's friends, right? I'm not Darryl Moore's friends. For Larry Reid's friends, right? For the people that support Larry Reid and love Larry Reid, sometimes it's best to just fall back and let people fight their own battles, right? Or it's best to just fall back and let the cards lay where they will, right? Because while you're trying to manipulate the cards and how they fall, while you're trying to manipulate how the universe, connects this situation and everything else, while that's all happening, it is literally crumbling right in your face, right? Like, you're seeing how dumb this is making Larry look, how bad this is making him look, because this is making him look bad. It's making him look like, these men are not telling lies, okay? And he's not going after these men for anything. He's only being what looks like a bully to a person who he feels can't afford to take him to court and to fight him in court over this situation. That's what it looks like. And it's funny because it almost looks like the judge is feeling the same way, right? Because, again, the only thing that the judge is ordering from Darryl Moore is a $745 fine, okay? If it was like, this great big deal, and, he felt like, this was something that was really worth, a situation, if he felt like Darryl Moore was this horrifying individual, yeah, he's getting the quote unquote violations of this order because, this is the law, okay? They have created a law, or they have created an order that can be held up by a court of law, okay? That's just that. That is the job of the judge. It's not the job of the judge to determine, Larry Reid's state of mind. It's not the judge's, decision to determine Darryl Moore's state of mind when it comes to this, whether or not Darryl Moore is right or wrong, whether, he's, in the right with this, whether Larry's in the right. The bottom line is he has a court-ordered agreement that is in place that both of the parties agreed to, and the order is being violated. That's all they know. And so they're going to come up with an order based off of that. They're going to come up with a judgment based off of what is in that order, okay? And what both of the parties are able to prove. And that's just it. There's no bias. There's no any of that, right? So that's just the bottom line. The bottom line is whatever it was that Larry's side of the coin was able to present, gave the judge enough reason to say, okay, this is a violation of this order, and so this is what you got to pay. But to me, it don't seem like the judge is that goddamn pressed over this. Like, this is the third or fourth time that y'all have been in court violating this. I'm still not locking you up. I'm still not having you be put in jail for contempt of court and all this quote unquote big issues that, they're acting like it's such a big deal. And the judge probably in the back of his mind is like, why are you suing this man and you're not suing the people that are accusing you of this? Like, this is what I would be thinking if I was the judge, right? Because I'm pretty sure the judge is aware of all of this stuff, okay? Like, he's aware of Levantre's case and so forth and so on, right? So it's like, what do you really want this judge to do? Okay, I'm going to violate the order. He's violated. Okay, there you go. Pay $745. Okay, and then if you keep violating, it's $100 a day. Okay, and that's just it. I'm not going to make you go to jail. I'm not going to, do all this stuff that these people want you to do, because in my mind, this don't look right. It really don't. I don't understand why you're so interested in and gunning after this person who simply interviewed the people that are accusing you of molestation. Why aren't you going after them if you have so much energy for him? This is what I'm thinking the judge is thinking. I don't know. I could be wrong, right? Because I'm not a judge. But either way, guys, I just wanted to share that information with y'all and show y'all exactly what that paperwork says, exactly the wording on there, that this is not a win for Larry Reid, okay? That, he literally has to only pay $745 in a fine just from violation of their settlement agreement that they both agreed to. Okay. That's the part I don't get. I don't particularly understand why Larry has been accused of such a heinous crime and he wants to settle on that case as opposed to taking that all the way to trial and making sure that that type of monkey is not on his back. That's what I don't understand. Right. And I'm pretty sure the judge is not stupid and feels the same way. That's just it. I don't know. I could be wrong, right? But it definitely looks that way. Guys, I'm out of here. I really appreciate y'all. Again, my goal, guys, I'm going to tell you now because I've got a bug in my ear that I might be traveling this weekend. Okay. So if I'm doing that, then I may not be live this weekend with the AAS stuff. Okay. However, as soon as I get back in town, and as soon as I get, I'll just say as soon as I get back in town, then I will most definitely be bringing that information to you guys. Okay. Because I have gotten over a lot more information. I've gotten into the harmonium documents now. And there is a lot going on with that. It's kind of strange what happened with that because it started off in 2012. I wanted to substantiate the person Aurelio Rodriguez first. And it does turn out that I did find a profile, actually a LinkedIn on Aurelio Rodriguez. And there's a photo. And Aurelio actually did work at Harmonium at the same time that Andrea Stewart worked there. So I was able to find that. I was able to get into the documents. And there's quite a bit going on with that situation. So we are definitely going to get into all of that hot tea as soon as I get back, if I'm not already here on Sunday, but we'll see. Okay. But either way, guys, I want everybody to have a great weekend. Make sure that you do hit the like button on the way out because I'm actually about to end the show now. Okay. But I will talk to you guys later. I think I'm going to try to end it without the ending because okay. Well, either way, I'll talk to you guys later. Okay. I truly appreciate you guys for being in the building. And again, make sure you guys hit the like button. Talk to you guys later. Peace, guys.